Valletta, or this area, it's very difficult to park with your own car. And even on the way, it's also very congested. The traffic jams, you have to wait longer. Okay, on the bus, you're still in the traffic jam. But on the bus, you're sitting calmly. The first time, when I was younger, much younger, I used to take the bus every day because I did not have any means of transport besides the bus. So I used to go to work with the bus, and I used to go out in the evenings with the bus. People have changed, so the drivers have changed. The way of life was very different. It wasn't as hectic as it is today. And the attitude of the people was different. They had more patience in those days. They could wait. There is no need to rush with the bus, you know. But nowadays, it's a different story.
The buses were a bit old-fashioned, I might say. Not very comfortable, you know. The drivers not very helpful. I usually spend my time on the bus, either when I finish work, you know. You have some unfinished work and you plan what you'll be doing the next day. I mean, current things that are happening in my life, I think about them. I also take it as a time to relax, to sit down and relax. I think as a student, as a young girl, I used to enjoy it, you know. It was not adventure, but, you know, something not of the ordinary.
He was my father, then he was my grandfather, and even his mom's grandfather was in buses. It's a common engine, you know, it can be fitted on marine engine, so they keep on reproducing parts. Again, is Perkin 6354. The most difficult things about the bus is the front mudguards, because they are out of reproduction. The front mudguards, it's all handmade. The Maltese people want to rid of these buses. Want to rid of. You know? It was a Maltese thing. Now the buses that they are coming, Arriva buses, they are like a box.
The old bus is horrible at this time. On next Monday, we'll begin the next company, Arriva. I hope it will be good. Arriva will be good.
So I would like to know where the bus is going to Indina.
Indina number 80, 81, that one, sir.
81.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's
Thank
good.
You. Thank you very much. And the tickets we can get is
From the bus.
Thank you.
Hi. Can I ask you a question? How do you get to Golden Bay?
Golden Bay number 47 from the other side.
40?
47.
47. Thanks.
I resign from the Arriva. It's about the policy. First, the policy. The Arriva, they didn't want me to work with a short sleeve because I have the tattoo on my hands. So they think I'm a criminal. We are not allowed to drive with the rings. I don't know why. Earring is not allowed as well. So, what's this?
The bus drivers have upset public opinion. They would call strikes, they would do this, they would do that. Who knows, for good reasons. But did it work? 9 times out of 10, no. Who suffers? The public. There was a vindictiveness, there's no question about that. And I think the government did take the stand that eventually it was perhaps beyond negotiation and something drastic had to be done. These people need putting in their places because of this, that and the other. They were too focused on the fight with the government for whatever they wished to achieve than trying to get the people with them. This vindictiveness against the ATP and anything and everything to do with the old buses. And that will do the damage in the same way that you'll see a lot of these buses, scrapped, relatively quickly. They just want the problem out of the way. And they're paying very dearly for it. Many of these owners, people like Tal Honey had 23 buses, Tal Watt 16, 17. So they were actually drivers, so technically they were employees as well. So there's not necessarily a change in that. But having said that, many of these owners, regardless of how many buses they had, still actually drove buses. So it's a culture shock to them, and it's understandable. And to be fair, there's a natural resistance to change. If you look at their vans, they're nearly all red cabs and green bodies. And to this day, I've never found out why. But when you ask them, they say it's traditional. But somebody somewhere started it. And a lot of them are adorned with, especially the fancy writing and this type of thing.
Ate my dust, kiss my ass, that too. All they think, I never invent, except thank God, yes. And they say to put the yes, thanks God. I said no, can't go like that. Thank God, yes, but not thanks with the yes. I fight every time. Water. Anyway, I keep on going now. This is not my favorite brush. I learned when I was 14, but 2 years before, I was a conductor collecting money in the buses. And from that area, I sort of impressed myself, and I started fooling around. And I liked it. I discovered myself that I am good for that. So I worked hard. It took me about 5 years to become okay. We used to look from the Sicilian people on the carts, you know, the cart for the horse, and they used to do the carts. I saw so much on these trucks that I steal the style from them, and I put what I wanted to bring those people to me with the little bit extras. Look at the way they are junked. They're no good anymore. My favorite. 45 there. This one. This one and this one, the same one. That was made in 1955. First like that, then like this with the long mudguards, all by hand. We have to close the book on them because that's what the government do it. Maybe he's right.
The original Maltese buses were never buses in the first place. Many of them that were converted from army trucks, many were converted from other trucks. Nobody would carry huge stocks of parts because there was no reason for them, so they made parts, they made tools, they made things fit, they made them work. They were nearly all hand-built Maltese bodies, some of which only one existed and one was made, who might have been actually by the owner. All were timber frame based, you know, very exotic designs which you can still see today. Everything's a secret in Malta, but there are no secrets in Malta. Never pass an open garage, but you're just as likely to look in and get the door slammed in your face. They are full of treasures. They really are, because they throw nothing away. People email me all the time, I'm coming to Malta, where's the best place to see cars or see trucks or see buses? And I say, well, quite frankly, the best place is to stand on the side of the road. There is a demand for some tradition, but at the same time it has to be an effective integrated transport system.
The buses had their own charm. The fascination of seeing the Madonna, Verbum Caro Factum Est, a picture of Elvis Presley, you know, or the Beatles, and you have music, sometimes the old folk music coming out, and if you're a visitor, you say, this is nice. This is strange, but this is nice.
the government has made some very, very powerful promises that Arriva will be hard pushed to keep. Time will tell.
Remember, one of the English guys who owns a big company of buses bought one, did a full refurbish, and it's working in London right now with the same color, destination Valletta.
So once you satisfy maybe half a dozen people in the UK, maybe one or two in the rest of Europe, maybe a handful in Malta itself, that's it. The market ceases to exist. Who has got the facility and the knowledge to buy a bus and keep it just to use as a toy on a Sunday morning?